The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's up, Octo Nation? It's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're taking a look at CleanSpark. Have y'all heard of them? Ticker is CLSK. They have some rumors out there that they could be partnering with Walmart and Tesla. Let's take a look. Is it worth the buy or should we sell? So Lifeversity, he is someone who's been around since almost day one on our channel. He left a comment, and what I ask people is to give me your plays. Let me know something to look up. And he's asked me a couple times about this, but he said, will you check out them? It was $2 a month ago, and now it's at $13. Yesterday pulled back to $10. I've swung that thing over a dozen times already, so good for him. Has potential to go back to 2008's price of $55, which would be fantastic if you're in it. CleanSpark, they create software and hardware to help renewable energies be more efficient. Good rumors behind it that they booked a contract with Walmart and Tesla. Recent earnings show over 200% growth. So it is a rock solid stock for swinging at least. So right off the bat, this ticker has only got 17.4 million shares. So what does that mean? It can go parabolic. If there's some bigger news where they actually come out and, because they haven't physically admitted like the Walmart, but if they actually come out and admit Walmart and put the brand on it, this thing go totally parabolic. It's only 17.4 million shares. For instance, NIO, okay, y'all heard of NIO, electric car company, they have like 1.2 billion shares. So to get that thing to move is going to take a lot more share buying than this baby. All right, so like you said, CleanSpark, they're basically the middleman for energy, and they're trying to be it for like off-grid type of energy, such as like what do we got? Like energy storage, solar panels, wind generators, just regular generators, wind turbines, or even the regular electrical grid. Okay, and they get between like customer buildings. So I know the CEO, he was telling a story how there's a there's a company who owns a mall, right? And so they charge people the retail space for the physical property of real estate. But what they found out is through them, they can actually become the utility company too. Because right now they're making the people just pay the utility separately. So what that mall came to them to do is to somehow create the energy. So they're going to get the solar panels or generators or whatever they got. Then from there, they've got to store it. So then they got to get like these battery storage places to store it, and they hook them up with that. And then from there, there's like a microprocessor unit, which is here. So you can kind of store it here, and then the thing in between is here. So there's another item. But then the big thing where they make the money too is on their software that they have patents on. And so the software makes it so it doesn't put out too much energy, it doesn't waste any, it'll store it and all that. So what that mall is going to do is it's now becoming the utility company also. So now not only are they charging them $5,000 a month to rent the space for whatever the place is in the mall, a candy shop or the clothing store, but now they're going to charge them another $750 a month or $2,000 a month for the utilities because now they're selling the utilities because they don't have to deal with the electrical company anymore, the PG&E or whatnot. So they are basically them. So what do? They sell the hardware. So like I said, they sell like this stuff, the patented software. They actually have data analytics. So, they'll let you track it. They have all that in their software. I like it because it's a subscription-based model. And so it's a monthly payment on the software. So even if, they go to even bigger companies and they sell them like the in-between thing or this over here, they're still getting that reoccurring monthly revenue, which is huge. I mean, that business model is mainly around the software, and software is super profitable. You make it, you got to keep it updated and all that, engineers and the programmers and all that. But, it's a good business, I think, to be in. I mean, look at Microsoft. I think it's a darn good business to get into. So they also have contracts with the Marine Corps, several REITs. So I was talking about like, places that have commercial real estate investment funds, commercial stuff, like the U.S. embassies all across the world, different countries and continents have it, not just in the USA. and it helps with greenhouse gas reduction because they're actually, I don't know the exact numbers and they haven't really released them, but basically even with like the wind generators like you see in California or whatnot, those have always had a problem with spitting out too much energy and wasting some. So with these guys and their software and their this thing here, this impulse thing, it's created it and made it so it's just more efficient. So if they can save an extra 5 or 10% energy, you go put 5 or 10% on something like $1 billion or $10 billion or even higher than that of energy out there. That's a lot of money at the end of the day. So I kind of like this company. So they got a proven track record. The captain of the U.S. Navy. So the captain of the U.S. Navy even knows about him. He's talked good about him. Southern California Edison talks about him. So they're getting well known in the armed forces and the California. Great. So their business segments, the software and services and controls, they've got an average margin markup of like 90%. So they're making 90% on the dollar on that. The hardware, they're making 15%. And then consulting services, which is fantastic too, they're making 60%. So they'll send a guy out and say, okay, what are your goals here? Is your goal to become the utility company? Is your goal just to conserve? Or is your goal to sell the energy? What do you want to do? They're charging them a ton to come out and do that, probably 10 grand just to show up at the doorstep. They're of course projecting to, up their income, which is fantastic, but they've proven it over the years too. So, everything is going up, the money's coming in. So they've also, they landed a contract with this place called Sunshine Energy Sunshine Energy. They announced an exclusive Costa Rica partnership. So what is Sunshine Energy? A company, a diversified software company. We know that agreement with Sunshine, exclusive right to market and sell CleanSpark's products and services throughout the country of Costa Rica. So this is a good play on countries and places that are out in the middle of nowhere too, that need energy. So say if you've got 100 acres of whatever and you want to put a couple vacation rentals on there, this is a company you'd want to call and say, hey, consult me. Let's figure this out. We want storage. We want to be able to sell it to the guy down the street too if we want. It's the guys to go to. As part of the agreement, Sunshine will license the microgrid value stream optimizer energy modeling software for exclusive use in Costa Rica. Additionally, Sunshine agrees to produce all energy controls and energy storage systems directly through the company. So they're saying, so basically CleanSpark went with them and they said, okay, you're going to sell the software for us, but you have to make sure that they use all our other hardware and consult with us too. So they're making money on all those avenues. I like that play. CleanSpark agrees to provide designated sales and continuing support for them. Sunshine Energy is one of the largest energy developers in country and is a subsidiary of LOSCO Costa Rica. Sunshine's goal is to provide new energy innovation through technology, a result in pursuing microgrid development throughout the region. So that's great. They also, CleanSpark shares continued growth after Sunshine Energy deal. You can see here's a breakdown. This was from Seeking Alpha. The shares went up after that deal went through. We'll provide sales and consulting services and favorable pricing for each tech support on the relevant product, which is great. So basically, Sunshine is an exclusive rights commission-only sales department, which is fantastic. So I've tried to utilize that before in some stuff, and that's a fantastic way to grow your business, right? You hire salesmen. You can even contract them in and say, look, you're going to have exclusive rights to the area. It's almost like selling them a franchise for something in a specific area. Say, okay, you guys are the dudes for this area. You got to sell, and we'll even handle the customer service and all that. But you have to push our product. You have to push our software and our storage and our consulting. So I think that's a fantastic deal. So they also partnered with International Land Alliance. International Land Alliance is a Mexico vacation property investment firm. So again, like I was talking about vacation rentals, right? They even have stuff, they're based out of San Diego. Our primary goal is to sell desirable properties, competitive price with favorable financing. So they basically pair with these guys. If people are trying to build their dream awesome house in the middle of Cancun, wherever, some crazy place, ranch, hotel, marina, recreational place, they're contracted now with CleanSpark. So now they have to, if people want power, they have to use CleanSpark. It's in the contract. I like that play. So I think that's really cool too. They also, in February this year, February 4th, they announced a $1.6 million order for its intelligent ATS switchgear. Order for its switchgear. The company is used to automatically transfer power supply from primary source. Our customers will pair our ATS units in a microgrid configuration to provide resilient microgrid power for shopping centers. The new order will provide increased exposure of our products to shopping centers in upcoming quarters and continue to our strong revenue growth outlook. As grid-related power outages become increasingly disruptive, in business operations, we think the need for backup power sources will drive increased demand of our products. So that's a huge thing too. I mean, look at California, man. It's like, PG&E, they started a thing like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago where they literally just randomly shut people's power off. They'll be like, okay, this section of the city without notice, we're just going to light switch you. Without even telling you. So even businesses, like you got a restaurant, oh, the power's out. No notice. And they're saying it's to help prevent fire and consume energy and stuff. No, they need to hook up with these guys because they can help them store it. It's kind of like that EOS, that BMRG SPAC we've talked about a million times. Those EOS storage pods, they need to hook up with them too to store that energy, and then they need CleanSpark to come in and help with the software so stuff like that doesn't happen, and then if you get light switch, you can just turn on the backup generator stuff or go off your stored energy that you have, so you're still good. So CleanSpark's new order is a result of successful pilot project in 2019, which our customers deployed generation assets at several locations of one of the nation's largest retailers, with over 6,300 stores in the United States. What does that sound like to you guys? There's only so many that have about 6,300. I immediately thought of like 7-Eleven, but I think it's going to be Walmart. As a result of the successful performance of this project, the follow-up order was placed. So they liked it so much, the retailer liked it so much, they placed another order. This follow-on order was approximately 4 times larger than the pilot order, and we expect to continue to receive orders for a significant number of additional units in the next 5 years in order to meet increasing demand for backup energy solutions. So think about if you're Walmart, or Target, or 7-Eleven. If you got a 7-Eleven, you got the hot dogs rolling on the roller or the slushy machine, right? Imagine if some dude's halfway pulling the slushy, it's half full, he's just mixing it with the blueberry and the cherry, and right when you hit the cherry, the thing shut off. You want it to switch over to the solar panels on top and be able to still sell them the slushy. Otherwise, you have to kick people out, no more Slim Jims or nothing. Forget that. People need the Slim Jims. CleanSpark Inc. and Rejoule awarded $2.9 million Second Life EV battery grant with support from Ford Motor Company. Ties with Ford. The grant is approximately $2.9 million and is slated to be developed over the next 30 months. The funds will be distributed in multi-group partnership of clean energy and technology companies. Rejoule and CleanSpark will be further supported by Ford Motor Company, Big Battery, and GRID Grid Alternatives. CleanSpark expects to receive approximately $470,000 of grant funding for its microgrid design and MVSO software and follow-on development of its Impulse software and controls. CleanSpark has also agreed to provide over $88,000 in matched funding. So, they've got partners with Ford. This is just fantastic. The California Energy Commission grant proposal was validating capability of Second Life batteries to cost-effectively integrate solar power for small, medium commercial building applications. The underlying goal is to deploy Second Life batteries from electric vehicles for use in a microgrid application, which is crazy. More of the information can be found there. Electric vehicles reach their end-of-life, batteries often retain 70-90% of their original capacity. This presents opportunities for repurposing the EV batteries at low-cost stationary storage in a Second Life application. Extending the life out of EV batteries further lessens the need of mining rare earth metals, thereby making batteries as energy storage solutions more sustainable. The large barriers to repurpose the EV batteries are the cost of disassembly, long test times, and uncertainty of remaining useful life. So that is crazy to me. That is absolutely awesome. They can utilize those old EV cars, all the Priuses that are, not in service anymore. They can just, rip the batteries out and repurpose them. Ford will be supporting the project by donating EV battery modules and providing Webull team the technical support from Ford's Greenfield Labs based in Palo Alto, California. Last year, Ford agreed to a framework with California Air Resource Board to meaningfully reduce greenhouse gas emissions, its vehicles as part of Ford's long-term sustainability strategy to achieve carbon neutrality globally by 2050. More information there, you keep reading. Here we go. Zach Bradford, the CEO, he added, "This is an exciting opportunity for us. We recognize the need in this market to extend the battery life on the storage. Electric vehicle batteries are an ideal candidate for long-term value and deployment in the residential and commercial applications, but repurposing the batteries and assist avoidance and potential sustainable disposal of recycling costs. We have found that cost is generally the single largest factor that is considered by the end user. The ability to effectively lower cost solutions using second life batteries not only increases sustainability, but it could potentially open up an entirely new market for those who find energy storage systems cost prohibitive." It's fantastic. So there was an interview that someone did, the ex-CEO, but he's still the biggest investor. He's still the biggest holder of shares. In a recent interview, he said, "A test was done with a customer, which is the largest retailer in the United States. They have now come back and made a larger order. Since then, that customer has a non-disclose that he cannot specifically say who." So, when you get big corporations and stuff, they don't want people to know who they're using for their vendors. They just want to claim that they made it. They'll even slap their sticker on it. If it's Walmart, they'll be like, "Walmart brand energy efficiency. Call us now." But then they're going to just sub out to these guys, right? So anyways, that's kind of what happened here. According to CNN Business, Walmart operates more than 6,300 stores in 27 countries, including Africa, Latin. We know where Walmart's at. But remember that 6,300 number that was in one of the perspectives? It's probably Walmart. And even if it's not Walmart, I don't really care, because any company, any retail giant in America that's got 6,300 stores, it's awesome to have a contract with. So if it's Walmart, it's cool because of the brand. I mean, it's Walmart, but whatever. It's one massive 6,300 stores, but those numbers do match up quite well, right? So also said in this interview that the vendor-supplier relationship with Tesla, based on integrating their storage solutions and products, those are a project we have and continue to develop. So he straight up says he's working with Tesla. "We are going to be able to offer Tesla within another distributed energy system." So they're making money off of Tesla with one thing, and they're looking at another way to make money with Tesla too. Fantastic. "A lot of interest from private equity groups and large power players," is what he also said. So Tesla's not it. A lot of equity groups, big companies, big even hotels. Can you imagine if you land like Hilton Hotels or something, and then all of a sudden became the middleman energy guy for the Hilton? Something like that. I mean, and then big power players, I mean, who knows? You can speculate all day long, but this is something that could be totally, totally evergreen. Now, the guy also in the interview basically said that they don't ever want to dilute the shares anymore. But later on, there was something released that I found where it said basically they're planning on diluting the shares, but it doesn't seem like too much. They said they announced of potentially issuing 30 million more shares in the next year. Now, 30 million shares is still nothing. It does dilute it though, so you got to keep that in mind. Like, if and when that is totally announced, the stock will probably go down because that's just usually what happens. When there's dilution announced, usually the stock goes down because people are like, "Dude, you're going to dilute our shares." No, it'll go down and then people will buy in and then it'll ride back up. But still, pay attention to that if you are in this for that to happen. So why couldn't someone else make the same software? That was my question. What's so cool about the software? Well, they have patents. And what do they have? The first patent says, establishing communication power sharing links between components of a distributed energy system, which was awarded to them. A revolutionary patent that specifically addressed CleanSpark's energy and data analytics technology, processes, and procedures. The patent covers their ability to receive the data from a plurality of sources, the many sources within a microgrid, which is then analyzed to focus power needs across the microgrid or a combination of multiple fractional microgrids, then determine whether or when to share power with requesting model. So what that's saying is, it can take multiple sources. So you could have like a windmill, solar panels over here, solar panels over there, and then like little generator things. It can take all that and then push it into one system and then figure out what to do with it. So they have a patent on that. That's crazy. And I don't know if you know this, but to get a patent awarded, you have to prove your system. And so number one, they proved it. And then number two, that's a big deal, because if they really have that patent saying they're the only ones who can take multiple sources and turn it into one source, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. So the second patent is the parallel path downdraft gasifier apparatus and method, which was awarded in 2018. But let's see, it says, these additional patents further address our commitment to the development and subsequent protection of our proprietary energy management, generation, and distribution technologies, stated Zach. With the award of the patent surrounding our microgrid design, analytics, and engineering, it acknowledges the unique and valuable methodologies we've incorporated to ensure maximum energy security, economic optimization, and financial benefit to our customers, of course. So the second one, it says it further enhances its proprietary gasification waste to energy technologies. So waste to energy. So basically what that's saying is it's taking what was once wasted energy. Like I said, a lot of energy is wasted, and it turns it into non-wasted energy, okay? So it's just fine tuning it. But again, even if you can fine tune even 1%, like if you could walk into PG&E in California and be like, hey, what if I could save you guys 1% of your energy a year? 1% doesn't sound like much, but it is when you're talking about a whole microgrid of all of California or the whole West Coast or the whole East Coast. I mean, 1% or even half or a quarter of a percent is huge to them. So that's crazy, and that's fantastic. Then they got another patent, all right? And this one says the technology and methods of the system used to make decisions about power sharing based on energy demand, utility rates, and weather forecasting. So they're bringing in all that to, further, like say the windmills, like, if the windmills aren't spinning, they're not creating electricity. Or, with the solar panels, if it ain't sunny, they're not bringing in much energy. So there's something to deal with that. And also utility rates. So, there are places where utilities will fluctuate in the year and give you a different rate. So that's something to pay attention to too. They have a patent on that. Today's patent specifically protects our proprietary system and method for distributing energy between microgrids. Again, it particularly addresses the challenge of determining when it's appropriate for one microgrid to share power with another microgrid. In the patented system, the method, a microgrid forecasts its own future power needs. So it's kind of like an AI. The microgrid then uses this forecast to determine if and when to share power with another microgrid, he added. That's amazing. So the value of integrating multiple microgrids in concert to create an ecosystem of resources working together to achieve increased resiliency, efficiency for cost avoidance, revenue generation, or reduction in greenhouse gas emission is significant, he says. Our system flexibility allows these priorities to be set by the system owner. So that's cool. So you can even go in there and tweak it and say, if you're that mall owner, your retail owner, you can go in and say, okay, the Sally Beauty Supply is using a lot more energy at 12 o'clock because that's when the perms get done. So we're gonna turn the knob over here and give some more to Target or TJ Maxx. That's crazy. So these guys also sound pretty aggressive. They already have big ticket and big name contracts and patents to protect the cash flow. And I like all of that a lot. And then I like the low flow. It's still low. It has run up quite a bit. So it's slightly sketchy on that, but not because it's not diluted. This is something that, like I said, some big news, another big contract comes out, or maybe all these Tesla people find out about this supplemental Tesla play. I think that this could end up going super parabolic, which means multipliers of our money, which is why we're here. So what do y'all think? Did I miss anything? Did I totally screw something up, or did I understand something? Let me know down in the comments. Let's take a look at the chart and see how that baby is looking. It looks like a dragon right now, right? Coming up, it looks exactly like a dragon. Let's see what we got. If we can draw any lines here. Looks like we definitely have one. Could be followed back. Let's draw it out. Yep. This thing gets tagged back here too. You see, we've tagged it 3 times majorly recently, and then back, if you follow it back, it got tagged multiple times back here. Let's keep it going. And that's about it. But at least got tagged back here too. So this is a major line we're actually channeling. So I'd say as long as it stays above 1050, you know, it's probably going to stay where it's at. And right now it actually looks super healthy. Why? Because it did its jam up. It consolidated only a day, almost not even a day, on August 10th. And then it jacked back up, jacked down, jacked up, down. But now we're back at consolidating. Let's draw a line on top and see what that looks like. You know, we just got this wedgy looking thing here. You know, if and when, you know, I am thinking about putting in a buy on this thing, I'd probably like to see it break probably about 1175. You know, so I might put a buy in around 1180 or something to catch it going up on its next spike. But you can see, I mean, this thing is definitely in its upward movement. You know, this was back in just the end of June, July 1st. This was at $2.46. So, you know, people did start, they have taken profits along the way. You know, it's done its thing, you know, but do be careful because it's been parabolic. But look at the volume spikes, you know. So something to watch. I definitely want you guys to be aware of this, at least. That way, you know, if some news, or we release, boom, some news comes out and you're like, oh, this CleanSpark News just landed a deal with a bigger deal with Tesla, or maybe even SPAC, or who knows, man. These guys are, maybe they can put that technology, the power management software inside of new Tesla cars or something. Like, how sick would that be? That would be huge. Can you imagine if like an eighth of the Tesla crowd jumped in on this? Dude, this would be crazy. So I don't know. Okay, now we got a big announcement. So remember, we're giving away some silver. I'm still trying to get a hold of the last dude. I wrote him on YouTube. He hasn't responded, but I'm sure he'll be back around. Ella's Adventures or whatever. If you're watching this one, dude, you won the last silver. But this one, we're gonna give away a lot more special of a coin. But we're gonna wait till we hit 10K subscribers. You know, I think with the YouTube stuff, it's kind of a snowball effect where the snowball rolling downhill, it gets bigger and bigger super fast. So that's what happens with YouTube also, and I think we can get to 10K by the end of the year, easy. You know, let's shoot for it. Help me out. What are we going to give away? First of all, you've got to be in the continental United States of America. Nothing against if you're not. That's just for shipping and all that, and you know, dealing with authorities. And then no military bases, same thing. It's a pain in the butt trying to get them through. And then I'm also going to do signature on this one. But what am I getting away? This coin right here, which I've showed before, is Egyptian. This is a limited run. There was only 500 of these made. It's a big monster piece of silver too. It's actually got some gold in it. That's actually real gold leaf on there. But here you go. So once we hit 10K, this is going to a commenter in the United States. So let's get it. Help me share these videos. You know, I've got a ton of videos out there that are like, you know, I'm starting to write. I'm getting excited about some of them, but I'm still always going to be putting out the videos I think are maybe most important for that exact time. And so that's kind of the theory on that. You know, I want you guys to be able to jump in, you know, before stuff is amazingly cool so we can multiply our money. So thanks again, everyone. You have a good rest of the day. I'm going to try to maybe bust another one out if I'm up to it. Take care.